Good morning again from beautiful Tennessee, folks. I was planning to take a long road trip to catch some trout today, but I slept too long. It was too late. There is no time for a long road trip. So I came here again. I did a challenge last time here. I had 5 rods. I wanted to catch 3 fish on each rod. It took me too long, and at the end I had to cheat to finish the challenge. I was very upset because usually it's not a problem to catch 15 fish here. They're always small. You're not gonna catch any trophies in these small lakes, but I struggled. So today I came for a rematch and I wanna do much better. The challenge will be exactly the same. 5 different rods, 5 different lures and techniques. Here 2 eradicators with the same line, 2.3 pound polyester. This is a Vanford, that's the old Vanford. I sold the new one. This is Luvius STSF, they have the same line. The little one is for twitching with the little reel. The swim baits, because it's tungsten, is on the bigger reel. I do want to have one with a tungsten. If there is no fish shallow, you can move to the middle and fish 20-22 feet deep and reach them with the tungsten. But this is the dangly tail. Hopefully it's available in May. We'll see. This is a Chinese swim bait. It's not particularly good, but it is on a tungsten jig head, so that's why I put this one on. This is a dangly tail with some, I don't know, hairs. I'm just testing stuff. I tested a different color of hairs on a different lake. It was really successful. I still have videos to show you of that. But I'm testing different patterns. How do the hairs have to be in the same plane or in all around hair? What colors? I'm just testing to get kind of, confidence. This is an old trout magnet on the float. If we see suspended fish, very often these fish will be in the middle of the lake, but suspended, like 6, 7, 8 feet, just perfect for a sliding float. The most beautiful float, bar none. Go find me in Japan, on the moon, a more beautiful float than this S150 coral. And we do have, of course, Kitech on the 2.0 number 8. I mean, you don't go crappie fishing without this, to tell you the truth. But yeah, let's start. I don't know what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna scan around depending on how deep the fish is. We're gonna pick one of these, and we're gonna catch 3 fish on each of them, and we're gonna rant about tackle and whatnot. Don't worry, it's not gonna be boring. Many thanks to Mrs. Eyefish for making me delicious tea. I make tea in the morning, coffee in the morning, and I take a thermos full of hot tea. You know, after 2 hours, even if you're dressed well, if the weather is cold, the cold starts to get through the clothes and to your skin, and you start shivering a little bit. Taking a few sips of hot tea, oh my goodness. It feels so good, not just physically, but psychologically. All of a sudden, you're full of energy to plow and finish the day strong. We're gonna have to start deep, folks. I'm not seeing fish shallow. We're gonna start with this, whatever the hell this is. It's a dangly tail with a bunch of red color. I mean, red color doesn't really mean much if you fish more than 7 feet under the surface. It's just gray color. Nevertheless, I have red, green, orange, yellow. I have black and yellow. I tried all the colors. I don't know. You have opinions, but until you try, I just want to try to, if nothing else, to get a conviction that the color doesn't matter. That's a conviction too. I want to know what I want before I order 5,000 of the damn things. Okay, that did not take very long. I don't know if... Oh, a crappie. I can see how a crappie will slurp the larger profile. I still haven't caught... I do have a net today, but I was fishing Tennessee River and got the larger net with me. I did not do well on Tennessee River, folks. Let me admit it right away. Got one white bass, a few baby, I'm talking baby black bass, and I chased a damn buffalo for, I don't know, at least 20 minutes just to save my tungsten drop shot weight. And this looks pretty good here. This will be comfy. And in the end I still lost it because I was so upset. I had buffalo. I pulled a little bit too hard, even though the buffalo was already here on the surface. I chased it for 20 minutes, but I was so upset. Pulled a little bit too hard and I lost my tungsten. Yeah, it's tired now, but how... See, it's impossible to hold it steady enough. Why are you going here now? It's impossible to hold it steady enough to grab it with the pliers without putting it in the net first. You get one opportunity, one chance. Ah! Blew it. Still not ready. Shockingly. Still, I'm gonna lose it right now because I'm upset and impatient. Oh! And I got scared because I thought I was gonna fall over. Broke it off in the end. These fish, folks, because the water is clear, are extremely spooky. I don't know how the professional crappie anglers get on top of them and drop over their mouth. I cannot. I have to be like in the winter 40-50 feet. Now in the spring is different. They're in shallow water, it's muddy, low visibility, and they're very aggressive. But now in the winter they're very cold, shy, the water is clear. I have to stay very far from them. Just one more. See what this is. That's a bijik. Interesting. That's the smallest fish I've caught on this type of lure, but he's still not too small. I think these hairs intimidate the smaller fish. I don't know if I should make a compilation. Maybe I will. Just to show you how many juvenile bass I've caught on this. Like the number one target species seems to be not panfish. I mean, I catch crappie and big bluegill, good, but the number one is not adult bass, but juvenile bass. Juvenile bass, for some reason, get triggered like this because it's kind of small enough for them to eat it, but the profile is also big enough to make it a juicy meal. I don't know. The number one, I think, effectiveness of this lure is against juvenile bass. Let's try this way. There's one more. Número 3 is mucho energético. My Spanish is absolutely fluent. I'm just kidding. Hey now. Look at this now. Look at this. Makes me so happy to see a healthy bluegill. You see this? I'm noticing this pattern. The bluegill that I catch with this hair, extremely culturistic. I look like bodybuilders. Look at them. Oh, tail is gone. On fish number 3. Can we catch it like this without a tail? Because it has hair. It's gonna have no action. It's gonna be like cigarette butt but with some hair. Let me just make a few casts. I don't know what to do. We might swap it with a different color. How did they grab only the tail, these buggers? The water is too clear, folks. And if you run it very slow, they can see your hook and grab only the tail. I don't know how people fish with these huge Arkis jig heads, these huge coat hanger wire hooks. Fish on the cigarette butt. No tail, but hair. So a cigarette butt is not as bad as long as you have hair on the butt. I'm just joking. That's a little too much. I have sophisticated audience. I appreciate you guys. That was a little too much. I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm inspired by if you guys watch Richard Gere, The Fishing Machine, he talks about his buddy Elmo and how much nose hair Elmo has. That inspired me. The hair inside of Elmo's nose. Somebody touched it a second time. And a third time. Amazing. Little bijik. Little bijik on the cigarette butt with all of this hair. And he choked that cigarette butt, bro. Let me tell you. That one went in deep. The hooker, everybody asks me, this is bent with the pliers. Look how ugly it is. I cannot find a good manufacturer of these things. I want to make my own design. It's simple, but I don't like any of the... Oh! Man, this can break the tip of your rod. I want to make my own design. I don't want to buy and resell any of the available designs. Cannot find who makes these things. Then the poor fish is screwed, but now I think she's fine. I don't see no blood. I think little dude will be just fine. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna catch one bonus fish in the beginning of the video, because I'm curious now. This cigarette butt is usually I've caught fish on the cigarette butt. You've seen in previous videos. It's not that difficult, but it is more difficult to catch them on the cigarette butt. Of course, it's more difficult when you have nothing to dangle there to tease them. But I'm wondering now if the hair makes such a difference. Because I caught these two fish, folks, on this hairy cigarette butt. I caught them pretty easy. Somebody tapped it already. Come on, I cannot see nothing. Come on. Tap again. How can you tap this? There is nothing left to tap without the tail. Tap, 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 even here. Somebody is tapping fish. Even smaller bluegill. These fish are not, look at this. This thing is tiny. That's why they're tapping, I'm missing them and they eat the tail. But these things are not intimidating. One last before I move on to better things. One last. On the hairy butt. Cigarette butt. Cigarette butt. To be clear, we're talking about cigarette butts here. Fish. Man, I want to move to the next lure of the challenge because I do want to complete the challenge today. But I'm feeling that the hairy butt is If you lose the dangly tail, don't throw the hairy butt right away. Let me tell you, especially if you fish in the spring, some bluegill beds, little crappie. Don't throw just because you lost the tail. You have different sources of action. You have tail and you have the little hairs. Look how they move in the water. Very interesting. Let's move on to something else now. Let's try to knock out the 5 fish on the float. Black and red bulldog, I think, is this color. One tail is shorter than the other. That might be even better. There's a good 45-50 feet. Oh, I got it. I got the 50 feet, no problem. You know, when you cast the S150, it takes a few seconds to sink. But you can actually, if your eyes are okay, my eyes are not good nearby, but far they're still okay. You can tell when the lead is all the way on the bottom actually, because while the jig head is sinking, there is no weight on the float. So the float tends to sit kind of very high. You can see a little bit of the body of the float. As soon as the jig head sinks all the way, it pulls the float down and the float kind of sits down a little bit. So you can actually tell if your jig head is all the way on the bottom. Once you fish with them and you get a little experience, you actually know if your jig is 6 feet down or it's still sinking. Seeing some little bluegill right under the boat. They're small. Let me raise, they're deeper now because they're afraid of the boat. Let me raise the depth a lot, like 8 or 9 feet, just to try to show you a bite on camera for no other reason. It'll be a small fish. I want to show you the bite on cameras. First of all, we let it sink. Come on, one bite, one baby bluegill. Ha! That was a bite. It sank. Did you see? I could not convert though. It's not easy to convert. They're not liking the trout magnet in this crystal clear water. Aha! You saw this on camera. Ooh, crappie! I thought these are baby bluegill. I thought these were baby bluegill. We have 3-pound line here. We can lift. Fishing with 1 gram number 12 and half a gram olive on top. The S150 in the winter, I can recommend. Fish it with 1 gram jig anyway, even though it's S150, and put half a gram olive on top. Just because in the winter you want a smaller jig, especially under the float. If you're twitching and you're moving it, they don't have time to see it. It's one thing, but when it sits under the float, they can inspect it so good that you want a tiny jig head, you want a tiny hook. The water is very clear, the fish is shy. I recommend fishing all of the floats in the winter with 1 gram jigs. Okay, maybe these over there will eat a trout magnet. Huh? Man, that was a good bite, but he didn't hold it. Hit but no hold. I like to see them hold it for just a second. Come on, hold it. Ah, now he held it. A little bichik. Come on, bro. Okay, a fish is a fish. Number 2. Ah. He sprayed a droplet of water right inside my eyeball. How did that happen? So close. Come on, right on camera. Hit it. Ha! Did you see that beautiful bite? Oh man. Come on, do it again. I dare you. Do it again. He hit it. Do it again. Ha ha ha. How on earth is that even possible? Let's drop it again. Right here. Do it one more time. I dare you. Look at this fold. You see? I'm never gonna do a better demo than this. See how beautiful the bite looks? And these fish tap it and come back because there is no resistance. Because the float, when they pull this down, there is no resistance from the float. When you have these big egg-sized steel floats, when the fish pulls the lure, it feels like it's attached to a concrete. It's impossible to pull this huge egg under the water. This was fish number 3. 2 more. Right here. Bijik. Little bijik, yeah, that's what I see on live scope. Surprised. Some of them were crappy, but it's mostly these little guys that don't get spooked by the boat. Nevertheless, fish number 4. 1 more. Tap! This is number 5. Bijik. Decent size for a bijik, but do you guys notice I caught much bigger bijiks and crappie on the cigarette butt with the hairs, or even before I lost the tail. It was just larger fish. That's my observations, which doesn't mean that you catch larger fish. That sounds positive. It could be a negative. It could be that you don't catch the smaller fish. Get it? Now that's a negative. But one way or another, the hairs do seem to prevent the smaller fish from biting. Maybe they feel intimidated. Either way, we're done with the float. Let's find something else. When I find the next school, then I'm gonna choose my next lure. Folks, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I started the video with the intention of catching 3 fish per lure because I had so many lures, 5 lures. But for some inexplicable reason, I started catching 5 fish per lure. So the whole video became too long, and if I post it in one piece, it will be over 1 hour long and nobody will watch it. But the second part also had a lot of funny moments and a lot of tackle talk, so I want people to watch it, so I'm gonna cut this video here and post the rest of this challenge in a separate video. But thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you very soon.